Shoppers are hitting the stores in full force, but they aren't the only ones increasing their presence over the holidays. In our monthly one-on-one interview with Lloydminster RCMP, we hear about the amped-up efforts of local police on area streets and why you will get caught if you drink and drive over the holidays. Well, it is the first week in December, and you may have noticed an increased presence of police on area roads. Well, there is a reason for that. I'm joined today with Corporal Dave Cadoon. Thanks so much for joining me. And can you tell us a bit about Operation Christmas Driver?
It's the third year that we've operated it here in the city, and its target group is for the people who are going to the Christmas parties. And in the end, they choose not to take that safe ride home after consuming liquor and choose to drive on their own. We want the public to be educated not to drink and drive, and that's why the media campaign has been heavy in the month of November. And we just want to make sure everyone is getting home safe, nobody gets hurt, nobody's killed.
So tell me a bit what it actually looks like from the police side of things. What can people expect to see around the city?
You're going to see the increased patrols. You'll see more police around, and that's the members are going to be out there really focusing on trying to see if they can find impaired drivers. You're also going to see check stops. We have 7 major check stops planned for this Christmas season. There'll also be some impromptu ones that we just throw together. But the major ones are the ones that we really want the public to understand why we're there. And that's because what's happening is we're getting mad and sad from the Lloyd Comp as well as Holy Rosary involved. They come out and they explain what they're doing. Once we're done with the vehicles, they get their chance with them. And it's a self-awareness education campaign.
So obviously this is something that you guys are combating all year round. Impaired driving doesn't have a particular season, but do you guys see a spike around Christmas time?
Yeah, it always picks up. Looking at the numbers so far this year, between January to October of this year, we had 160 impaired drivers.
Wow.
During the month of November up to today's date, we'd already had 18 impaired drivers, so a total of 178. Last year in total, between January and December, we had 179 impaired drivers. So it's looking like we're going to have more impaired drivers this year than last year, and that's disheartening to see that people are still doing that and not understanding that if they're going to consume alcohol, it's not worth getting behind the wheel.
And we have seen changes to impaired driving laws on the Alberta side. What can people expect if they're pulled over either in Alberta or in Saskatchewan?
Well, should they be stopped in Alberta, and if they do end up being charged with impaired driving, their driver's license, no matter which province they're from, will be suspended until the matter is dealt with in court. The partnering provincial agencies have agreed to abide by what Alberta is doing. And with that, Saskatchewan, they're still dealing with their drivers. If you're stopped in Saskatchewan, you'll end up getting a 24-hour suspension, 7-day temporary driving permit, and then a 90-day suspension, which usually by that time the matter is in court.
And while we are targeting impaired drivers, there is a bit of good news for people who are pulled over during this campaign, Corporal.
That's right. We've been given a large selection of Alberta Junior Hockey League tickets that they've been dispersed actually across the entire province. And what we do, we use them on these check stops. So should we find a vehicle, everyone's driving safe, see some kids in the back, they're hockey fans, we're going to give out these AJHL tickets, and they can be used here in Lloydminster, Bonnyville. They can be used anywhere in the AJHL for a regular season game ticket.
That's a great initiative. Any other words that you want to say, maybe words of caution, why people should be so careful?
Basically, if you're going to drink, don't drive. And we really want to get that emphasis across is the ones we've been dealing with so far have been from the age of 16 years old up into the 40s so far this year. We're going to see more. We know we will, and it's unfortunate. We just want people, get home safely, and hopefully when we deal with you, it won't be because you've been drinking and driving.
Well, thank you very much, Corporal. That was Corporal Dave Cadoon with the Lloydminster RCMP.